So we have
Things went blank for me.
okay, do you want me to start over, Jane?
You can if you want.
All right, so with town staff, we have Mrs. Jane Brown. She's the host this evening. Mr. Stephen Solari, our building commissioner and acting planner, and Mr. Greg Tansey, the town engineer. So this evening's meeting is being held via Zoom. There's no in-person attendance, but every effort will be made to make sure the proceedings are handled in real time. Within 24 hours of this meeting, there will be a recording posted on the town website and our social media pages. And all votes this evening will be roll call. We do have some public hearings this evening. If you would like to speak, please raise your hand between me and the host, Mrs. Brown, and the CED chair, Mrs. Marilee Hunt. We'll make sure we get to you. Just make sure you state your name and your address for the record. All votes tonight will be roll call votes. So I'm gonna take a couple of things out of order. The first item we have is item 2, a definitive subdivision. This is 593 Plymouth Street, also known as Revelation Way. We did receive some correspondence from the project's representative on 7/16/2026, and they're asking for an additional continuation to 9/16/2026. Is there anybody from the representatives team available to give us an update on this project? And just because there has been some time that's lapsed on this.
Larry Silva. Yeah, no, we're waiting on the client.
You're showing you a picture.
Okay, so Mr. Silva, just one thing that I was thinking about was the amount of time that's passed. How long has this been?
Well, we've issued an extension in the past, and if there is a need for another extension, we'll certainly provide whatever you need.
Yeah, so I think we're well beyond the 135 days or whatever we have. So
Well, I think we actually extended it already, though.
what are the board's thoughts on this, moving it to 9/16/2026?
If we've already extended it, then I would give it one more time, but it's drawing to an end. We've given far too much time to this, and I appreciate it, but we've got to either clear it off our agenda or keep it moving. So let's try one more time. That's my vote.
Okay, and just for the members, like usually you raise your hand. I have one small screen tonight because I'm working remotely. I'm away. So just feel free to speak up and just when you want to speak. I'm not watching for everybody's hand tonight. I only have one screen, so just go ahead.
Got it, Pat.
Thanks, Tom. Anybody else on the board?
Yeah, Dan here. So I don't mind extending either, but also if he's not, if Silva Engineering isn't getting any input from their client, I think it may be time to remove it or at least to have them refile. That's my opinion.
Mr. Fabrowski, Mr. Geller?
Yeah, I would tend to agree, one more shot, and if they're not ready on the 16th, we gotta move it or lose it.
I agree as well.
All right, Larry, the one thing I would like, in the past when we've had things go on this long, could we renotice the abutters because this has been here so long, just to be fair to the abutters so they know it's still going on?
Absolutely.
I don't mind continuing it out and giving the client the benefit of the doubt again, but I also want to be fair to the people that have been trying to track this. And
No, I think that's fair.
so if you are going to move forward on the 9/16/2026, please renotice everybody, and we'd want the green cards so we know that they've all been served prior to that hearing.
Okay, we'll do that.
But so much time's gone by. Is the board okay with that? Or?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Does somebody want to make a motion? to continue it with notification?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to continue this meeting to 9:16 and have the abutters be renoticed.
All right, by Mr. Praddy, do a second.
I'll second it.
And Mr. Geller. Is there any discussion?
None.
So I'll take the roll. Mr. Geller,
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Praddy,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving forward to item 3, we have 680 Bedford Street. This was approved on November 20th, 2024. Oh, yeah, all right, right. I'm sorry. So this is 680 Bedford Street. We approved this project on November 20th, 2024. They're seeking a modification, a minor modification request. And they provided a continuation letter, email today to Mr. Solari, asking to move this to the 8/19/2026 meeting. Is there any discussion on 680 Bedford Street? Is there
Oh.
a motion to continue 680 Bedford Street to August 19th?
So moved.
By Mr. Geller, do we have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Praddy? Any discussion on moving on to 8/19? So I'll take the roll, Mr. Geller,
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Greenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Praddy?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay, thank you. Item 4. 1010 Elm Street, map 30, lot 20. We continued this. There's an error on the application. It says continued to August 15th. But is there anybody here from 1010 Elm Street? Is the applicant here at all, or anybody from the applicant's team? At the last meeting, we had no representation, but we continued it out one meeting. Jane, do you see anybody? We're trying to raise their hand.
No, I don't see anybody raising their hand for this 1010 Elm Street hearing.
So Mr. Solari, did anybody from have we had any success reaching the applicant? I know we've been extending it because there's been some disruption in the planning office.
Right. I thought I had the administrator reach out to them, but I'll be back in the office on Friday, and I know that I don't think she's been in all week. So let me take care of it on Friday. See if I can find out some information.
So do we want to give them the benefit of the doubt and go out because they have not been showing up to the meetings? Do you want to give them the benefit of the doubt one more meeting?
Because of the situation we're in, Pat, I'd give them one more shot as far as benefit of doubt, because basically, like I said, we're still trying to make the communication between me and the planning department.
Okay. And I would just, however the board wants to handle it, if we move it out to 8/19. And let's move it out to September because I think this should probably be renoticed as well, Steve.
Oh, I agree. Pat.
I think this has been over a year. It's been continued. I mean,
yeah, they had a very big conservation issue over
Conservation. All right.
there. Yeah.
So just to give them time to renotice and to give them the benefit of the doubt and everything else, do you want to move this to 9/16 as well? Jane, that's the right date, right? September 16th?
I honestly don't know. I'm sorry. When does the planning board meeting?
That's what I said.
Planning
That
board
is the
meet?
third. That is the third
Is
Wednesday.
it the
The
But-
first and third
First and
Wednesday.
third.
first and third Wednesdays? Okay, that's all I need to know. Let's see. So
That
the first Wednesday is September 9th, and
Nope, September 2nd.
wait,
September
excuse
2nd.
me, the first and third, the second and the 16th.
Okay, so do we want to move that
September 2nd.
do we want to move that to September 16th as well and ask them to
September
re-notify
16th.
the abutters?
Yes.
I like that. Yep.
Agree to it.
Okay, so
We'll
do we have a
continue
motion?
to September 16 with
Make a
renewal.
motion, Mr. Chairman, to continue this meeting till 9:16, and again, to notify the abutters.
Renotice with green cards, okay.
All right.
So motion by Mr. Praddy, do you have a second?
Second.
And Mr. Geller, any discussion?
Nope.
Mr. Praddy,
Aye.
Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Geller,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Okay, so if anybody has been here for 593 Plymouth Street, 680 Bedford Street, or 1010 Elm Street, those have all been continued. So they will not move forward this evening, so. I'll go back to item 1. This is a joint public hearing with the CED committee. This is a zoning amendment. Mrs. Hunt, is Mr. Perry with us?
I have not seen him. Let
He
me.
is. He
Yeah,
is
he
here.
is. He's here.
Okay, so
So Dr. Perry has joined?
Yes, he's here.
Okay, so Council Hunt, how about do you want me to open our public hearing first and then you can?
open yours and then I'll open ours.
All right, so I'll go to item 1. This is a joint public hearing with the CED committee. This regards 2 zoning amendments, ordinances DFY 26-016. Zoning ordinance amendment for high intensity data centers in a zoning ordinance DFY 26-018. This is to amend the words pertaining to the town council. And let me see. If I have. So Council Hunt, if you want to open yours, you can open yours.
Okay. I will open the Community and Economic Development Committee of the Town Council's meeting for 2 ordinances, the proposed zoning ordinance amendment, high density data centers, and the second one, let me get is the zoning ordinance and amendment, words pertaining to town council. Does that sound correct?
Yep.
And call that meeting to order with the members in attendance, just Mary McGrath and Dr. Kevin Perry and Marilyn County Hunt, Chair.
Yeah, I want to see if between Jane and Marilee, I'm looking right now, does anybody, so I have in our packet, there was not a oh, I have it right here. So I do have the legal ad. Council Hunt, do you want me to read the legal ad for both of us?
Do you mind? That would
No,
be.
no, I have it in my packet right here, so. This was the legal notice that was placed in the, looks like Brockton Enterprise. It says pursuant to MGL, Chapter 48, Section 5, notice is hereby given. The Town Council Community Economic Development Committee will hold a joint public hearing with the Planning Board on Wednesday, August 5th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Via Zoom. There's a link after that to receive public input on the proposed ordinance DFY 26-016. Zoning amendment, high intensity data centers, and zoning ordinance DFY 26-018 to amend the words pertaining to the town council. The proposed ordinance may be viewed on the town's website, which is given, or in the town manager's office in the Academy building during business hours. So that was the legal ad that was provided to us. I don't know what days it ran in the enterprise, but that's what they provided us with. Okay, so the public hearing is open. Mrs. McGrath, or Council Hunt, or Dr. Perry, does somebody want to introduce these and explain them, or, I mean, I know we have the text in front of us. Jane, is there any way so the public can see it if we start with zoning ordinance amendment? Can you bring that up and share your screen or no?
I cannot bring that up. I don't have access to that information.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Which one do you want to do first, Pat? The data center?
Yeah, so the way they're listed in the and I guess it doesn't matter, but the way they're listed on the agenda, we have the data centers first and the TC initials after.
Yes.
Right.
So I think,
Which one do you want to start with first? Do you want to start with the town council one first, the TC initials?
the data center is fine.
Okay.
Yes.
So this was sponsored by Dr. Paul Murphy. And we're trying to propose an ordinance to protect the public health and safety and the welfare of the residents of the town of Bridgewater before the data centers come in to define it a little bit. There is, I think there is a lot more I think we can put into this. And but this is an introduction to get started.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I have it in front of me, and I'm sure the board reviewed it. I mean, it seems well written to me. I don't know where these numbers or figures came from. It looks like somebody knew what they were doing. It talks about water demand, facility size, cooling systems. I mean,
Can I read the explanation?
it appears to be a good step. So
I believe it
Could I
came
get-
from the Mansfield Article 23, because Paul and I both were looking at it, but I think
Here
we
it
could
is.
defined it a little bit more. Like if you look at, if we follow some of the other towns like Mansfield, they defined the limit where they can go to a location. So it would be only on commercial, because I looked at a case study that they have a data center in Lowell, and Lowell put it in the neighborhood.
yeah,
Also,
so this says, Mary, this says table of use regulations, G, industrial, wholesale, and transportation. So
Yeah.
it would basically amend section G uses to be no in all districts. That would be in commercial districts as well.
But where
Okay,
would you
which-
put it? I mean, we don't know if we can stop one from coming in, but at least we can define and put barriers on it if it's overridden by the state.
Pat,
I was just looking at Article 23 of in Mansfield, and I looked at the case study in Lowell. In Lowell, they put it in a neighborhood, and now they want to expand it, and it's already huge. So, I mean, I'd prefer to define it a little bit more, and I like that they can only put one in if they get a special permit from the planning board. And I would also define that we get quarterly or yearly reports, and you guys can decide, prepared by who, and an estimate of the electrical demand and the water demand. So I mean, if we're gonna do one, I'd like to add more to it, but that's up to everyone else.
Pat, could I just take a minute and read the explanation for it before we
Sure.
dig more deeply into it? Would that be
Yeah.
permitted? Okay,
It-
so
it's-
just reading what's on our ordinance for the explanation. The purpose of this ordinance is to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the town of Bridgewater by ensuring that land uses placing significant and continuous demands on municipal infrastructure are appropriately regulated. The town recognizes that certain high-intensity data centers, including those supporting artificial intelligence and large-scale computing operations, require substantial and continuous consumption of electrical power. After that, I had written a quick note myself to determine whether or not this includes state property, since we have an enormous amount of state property in Bridgewater. Okay, I'm done.
No, I mean, I think it's good to have something on the books. I looked at a few others. It seems like it's pretty similar to other towns, so
Have you looked at Mansfield Article 23?
I have not,
think-
Mary, no.
I think they kind of looked at the one in Lowell, and I mean, that thing is 350,000 square feet, and now they're trying to expand it. So Lowell is the only town right now in Massachusetts that's trying to put a motor to stop expanding of these things. but they put it right in the neighborhood. And the air conditioners on, because on the roof, they're a constant humming. And when the wind blows, because they have chimneys, the smoke blows into the towns. So I would look at Article 23 for Mansfield, because I think they really did a good job of looking at case studies and making sure that that doesn't happen in their town.
And if I could just add, I mean, basically what this zoning amendment is saying is that we're saying no to high intensity data centers in all zoning districts. So we're not basically allowing them in the town of Bridgewater.
They're over a certain size, right?
Well,
Not large scale.
yeah, the large, I mean, again, that's why we got in the definitions of the basic sizes and demands of electrical and water. But I think the ultimate, I don't know what sizes overall these data centers come in, but ones that would really pull from the town's resources, I think, are addressed in this particular ordinance.
So what would a data center be categorized as? You know, as a facility, an infrastructure facility, it would be.
Well, it looks like, Mary, it would be listed in,
Industrial, wholesale, and transportation is
yeah, it'd be under that, so.
is a section, but then we're applying it to all zoning districts.
Right.
I was looking it up, and some places define it as an infrastructure facility because of the water use, the electrical use, and stuff like that. I just think Massachusetts is going to really push for some of these, and I think if we can really take control, define it and control it, where we have more, you know, restrictions on it, then we can define what we want. We can try anyways.
Yeah. The last part of the thing that I didn't read is that this ordinance is intended to ensure that the town has the ability to evaluate and plan for such uses as a manner consistent with the long-term infrastructure capacity, environmental sustainability, and community needs. So that's part of what it's supposed to be.
How about planning board comments on this?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think we need something in place to prepare. Obviously, this is something that's going to become more and more prevalent. So I definitely think it's good to get ahead of.
Yeah, agreed, Dan. As long as you can front load it and get it to where, if it has to come in, where we want it to be, as opposed to a wholesale, no regulation, and just let them put it wherever they want. This is at least put some stipulations to it. So it's a good start.
Yeah, and I think it goes without saying that like we have a water issue in town, and these things are known for water consumption. So
Mhm.
this is forefront on everyone's mind. So that's worth mentioning.
There's no other board?
No, I think it's a great start.
Steve, is that, you cut in and out, Steve, you said great start, did you?
No, I think this is a great starting point. I think, you know, I agree with Mary. Maybe we want to look into it a little bit more and get a little bit more stricter, but I think this is a great starting point.
Okay. If there's no more board comment from us or Council Hunt's committee, do we want to open it up for public input? Council Hunt?
Sure.
So this is a public hearing regarding this zoning ordinance. So if you wish to speak, please feel free to raise your virtual hand or your hands, and Mrs. Brown or myself will try to find you.
Okay, Janet's iPad has her hand raised.
Oh.
Hi, Janet Hanson, Pleasant Street. I was just wondering, it's saying facility size 25,000 square feet. Have you looked to see if it could be smaller than that definition wise? Because that's a big one. I was just looking quickly what a small high-end density place is, and it's like 5,000 square feet. So what's the reasoning for 25,000 square feet and not like 10,000 square feet? Can we make that lower so that we don't risk having even anything less than 25,000 square feet go anywhere? I'm just concerned that we may say, oh, they're going to be that big, but what about a smaller one coming in? I personally think it could be smaller. I'm glad to see that it's right now a no in all places. I don't think we should have them. And I just question 25,000 square feet. Where did you come up with that figure versus say a 10,000 square foot one, or 15,000 square foot one? So I'd like to, see about maybe reducing that size and not have it so big. But I am definitely for something to stop them from coming in. So that's my comment right now. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Mrs. Hanson. Is there any other members of the public wish to speak on this?
There's Donna Jewel has her hand raised. Go ahead, Donna.
Hi, thank you, Jane. Donna Jewel, Keith Place. I echo a lot of what Janet Hanson just said. I would like to see this eliminate data centers entirely, not allow them even if they have 2,000 square feet anywhere in town. I don't think they belong here. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your comment.
Any other public comment at this point?
Nobody else has their hand raised.
This is Carlton Hunt. I can't figure out how to get my hand up.
Yep, go ahead, Dr. Hunt.
Quick comment. The 25,000 square feet is the property size, and I think that's just a little over a half an acre. And so it's pretty limiting just on that basis. I agree with having the limits there, but I also have to think about commercial taxes in Bridgewater and the fact that we need them. So I think manage it to a maybe 20,000 square foot parcel. I doubt that there's that many left in Bridgewater, but that's my comment. Thank you.
Dr. Hunt, the ordinance reads item C, facility size. It says contains 25,000 square feet or more of data processing or server space, not a lot.
Okay, so then I would suggest that the lot size be defined.
Well, each district has its own lot size, so if these were to go up on Elm Street, they have their own lot.
Right.
But I just want how we handle that, but just to point out, it talks about square feet of processing space.
No, I appreciate that, but I think I'm hearing the comments about smaller if you're going to do it at all. And I just want to make sure we have something that's appropriate to Bridgewater at the same time. Being safe, secure, all that kind of stuff is great. I think what it's for is great, but I just want to make sure we maybe even say the lot size, and that could limit the size of the facility. Thanks.
Thank you.
It does say on all of these, 10,000 gallons per day or more of water, 25,000 square feet or more of data processing or server space. So it isn't looking for anything smaller than that, it seems. That's how it appears to me.
Is there any other public comment at this point? Jane, do you see anybody?
No, nobody has their hand up.
Are there any more planning board comments or questions?
Yeah, so just to piggyback on what some people have asked, where did we get these sizes, these numbers from, though? Was it taken from another study, like the Lowell one, maybe that Mary mentioned?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I think it came from the Mansfield Article 23.
I mean,
I know Dr. Perry talked to one of the Mansfield's counselors, selectmen. Or whoever wrote it.
I guess where I'm at, like I agree with what Mr. Greenberg said earlier. I'd like to get something on the books so we don't have our backs against the wall for some mega center. If the council, we can always come back and change it to a smaller size building later on. I'm not sure if a smaller size data center is economical. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was just trying to look into that quickly, Pat. They can be very small. It's just how they're being used. Yeah.
So when we write our recommendation back, I mean, we could always say to the council, you know, we support or we don't support the ordinance, and then if we support it, we can say, but we'd like you to consider a smaller footprint, you know?
I like that approach.
Because I think it is important to get it on the books and have it know across the board, but I do agree with Mrs. Hanson, Mrs. Jewell, those comments that I'd rather, you know, I don't necessarily want a 25,000 square foot, but there may be a reason why it was written this way too. I'm not sure.
Pat, I'm pretty sure it came from the Mansfield Article 23. I think Dr. Perry it was a foundation to start as we build and look into it more. We wanted to process, at least to get going.
That was Dr. Murphy that had the conversation. He wrote this up.
Yeah, but when me and him talked, we talked about the Mansfield, how they were addressing theirs. And I think he called one of their selectmen and talked about it. So it was a foundation for him to at least get us on the books and get going and talking about it before it's too late.
I think we could potentially talk about these potential changes as edits at a council level and, you know, dive into the sizes a little bit more at that level. If we move this as written, you know, back to the council. But again, as Pat said, with some recommendations to maybe look at smaller footprints, I think that's a discussion that the council could have and probably put those edits in there.
Absolutely.
I think so too. We could take out at least where it says 25,000 square feet or more. Maybe we don't need to say or more, make it a.
Well, 25,000 square feet or more means anything less than 25,000 be built. You want to keep,
Yeah,
you want to keep the end more.
Let's keep it low.
Yeah, we
I
want to
think
start with
more would make
5,000
it-
square feet or more type of situation. That's probably what we're looking to edit it to, 5,000 or 10,000 square feet or more.
Well, can we maximum the size of it?
But,
So you're
but I guess
no larger than 25,000?
well, that's what it says.
Well, we don't really want the mega super ones either.
So,
No, but I'm saying if you can you have them max out at 25,000?
that's what
Yeah.
it says.
But
It
if
says
you say
something different.
nothing over 5,000, it
doesn't.
can't be 25,000.
Well,
It
the
says
only,
25,000 or more.
Right.
25,000 or more.
no,
So
what it's doing is it's the way it reads is you can build anything up to 25,000 as long as
Right.
it uses 10,000 or less.
Right.
So
Right.
you want to keep the and more in there, Merrily. But I guess the reason I'm hesitant to recommend a smaller footprint size is I don't know if there's a legal definition of large scale data centers, and the large scale data centers might say they're 25,000 square feet or more. You know what I mean? So if we wanted to, we could make a recommendation to the council if it's legal to reduce it, but that definition may be set already by the state, like what a large scale data center is.
I mean, we could recommend this back to the council to send it to the CDC and go more into it. So
Well,
we
this,
could dig
this
deep.
is the CD meeting.
Well, I mean, on our own committee rather than the joint, dig into it more. Paul could be there too. We could get more information. The problem is no matter what we size, like right now, Lowell's fighting because they're trying to expand theirs and they got a pretty big one. So,
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think that, so why don't we do this? Is there any more public comment?
You know what, Pat, I was just gonna say one quick thing couldn't we make it hinge on a special permit over a certain amount of square feet?
Yeah, but I think you want to say no on them. I don't think a special permit, you can do it.
Donna Jewell wants to speak. Go ahead, Donna.
Hi,
Donna?
thank you. Thank you again. I believe Mansfield also tied the size of their allowable data centers to megawatt usage too, in addition to square footage. So that might be something you want to explore.
Pat, we can check, but in Mansfield, they have that, the location of the district or where it's going to be has to be done with a special permit from the planning board. And the special permit review will allow the planning board to evaluate site-specific impacts related to energy demand, water use, noise, air quality, site design, and the town infrastructure, and to impose conditions where appropriate.
But I think, Mary, so I think I think the purpose of this is to exclude them. A special permit would allow them,
We don't want special permit.
right?
Well, I mean, we can exclude them, but if they're coming, at least we want it to be, you can put in there if we're
No.
imposed on it.
It's either a no or a special permit.
You think the state will allow that?
You know, honestly, I think the way it's written right now is a good start. And I think
Okay.
I'll vote in favor of it. You know, if the planning board wants to, we can add recommendations in our letter, but I think it's a good start.
All right.
Janet has her hand up again. She would like to add some comments.
Hi, Janet Hanson, Pleasant Street. Definitely no special permits. They're giving people permission to do anything, special permits. No, that's a definite no on that. It's an all or nothing. And I still want to say that it should be less than 25,000 square feet or more, not 25,000 square feet or more. It should be like you said, 10,000 or 5,000 or maybe 0. But my concern is if you get this in, we do need to get something on the books before something decides that they want to come in. But I'm concerned that if somebody, right now it's no, but on everywhere. But if we keep it and don't get it changed soon enough, then somebody could come in and they would be able to do 25,000 square feet or more because it's on, or up to 25,000 square feet because it's on the book. But if we want less, you got to get that less in there pretty darn quick because somebody's going to come in, they're going to be grandfathered into how it's worded right now. So, yes, we got to get something in there so something doesn't come in and have it no on all zoning. But get it down to the level that we want as soon as possible. So somebody doesn't come in and potentially be grandfathered into up to 25,000 square feet. Because you got to Google it and there's all different levels, but a small high intensity data can be 5,000 square feet. And then I saw another one could be 30,000, high intensity can be 30,000 square feet, which we wouldn't be able to build here because it says 25 or more can't be put in. But I don't want them to be grandfathered in because we didn't get it down to the level that we want. So we just have to make sure, but definitely no special permit. Thank you.
Pat, could I add one more thing?
Sure.
So I think we're getting hung up on the size here, the square footage, but I mean, if you read above, it says it only has to meet one or more of the following criteria. So it could be 5,000 square feet, but it produces more than 5 megawatts and it's excluded. You can't do it, right? So there's some safeguards built in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 different criteria there. So all it has to do is qualify for one, and it's not allowed. So I kind of like the way it's written now, and then I think we can make edits.
Yeah, I agree. Any other public comment before we talk about closing the public hearing? Then we can discuss it.
Yes,
looks like
Carlton,
Carlton has his
Carlton
hand
has his hand up.
I just want to remind everybody that our master plan 2022 has the town will have sustainability in all of its policies. So I think you have to look at that part of the master plan. As Energy Committee Chair, I hear what you're saying. I think you have some of the stop points that you need. I think a recommendation back to the council would be to have a legal review for the right legal language. And the other thing would be to have a deeper dive, as you've been indicating, into the value of that and not just the purpose, but the value. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
See any more?
So Marilee, if you're okay with it, I'm going to ask, if there's no other public comment, I'm going to ask the planning board if there's a motion to close the public hearing.
Go ahead.
On the planning board side, is there a motion to close the public hearing on this?
So moved.
By Mr. Praddy, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Geller? Any discussion? We're just closing the public hearing. We're not voting on the ordinance. Any discussion? Mr. Fabrowski?
I'm good with it.
No, it's just closing the public hearing. Yes or no?
Oh, yes.
You had two items in the public hearing.
Oh, I apologize. You are. It's one public hearing, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Doctor. So, Mr. Fabrowski, do you want to change your vote to no?
So yes, no.
All right, I'm sorry. And Mr. Fabrowski,
No.
Mr. Geller,
No.
Mr. Brady,
No.
Mr. Greenberg.
No.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. So the public hearing is still open. Mary, so you sponsored the next ordinance. Oh, are we good with the next ordinance?
Yeah, we're good with the next one.
Are we ready to move to that one? And I
Yeah, well,
apologize. I'm very remote today, so I don't have.
Yeah, I
everything.
kind of am too. I'm kind of in the basement right now because the grandkids are running everywhere. So do you want me to read it in?
Yeah, so the second ordinance that we read in for the public hearing this evening is that there are three special permit granting authorities: planning board, the zoning board of appeals, and the town council. So you had submitted an ordinance on this, basically just to fix a Scribner's error. And the way I understand it is when we did the zoning rewrite with Attorney Bobrowski, this was kind of a cut and paste from another town, but in our use table, it's only BA and PB. There is no TC. And I think you clarified that by saying that this isn't aligned with the charter. The town council is responsible for making, amending, or repairing laws. Nowhere in the town charter does it state that the town council should be issuing special permits or rendering advisory comments on site plans. And I think Mr. Solari will speak to the use table where there is no TC anyway. So this is just crossing that out or eliminating it to be consistent.
Yes. Correct.
Mr. Solari, do you want to weigh in on that?
No, you're correct, Pat. There's only zoning and planning listed as far as special permits. There's no town council listed in our ordinances.
So do we want to open this up for public comment on this particular one, or do we want to have more board discussion on both boards? Anybody that wants to speak from either board, go ahead. If not, is there any public comment on these? Jane, do you see anybody?
Janet Hanson has her hand up.
Hi, Janet
Mrs.
Hanson.
Hanson, go ahead.
Hi, Janet Hanson, Pleasant Street. I just didn't understand, listening, I kind of understand what you're talking about. I just have one question. What's the advantage or disadvantage other than for it to match the charter? I assume there's a disadvantage to have the town council be part of that process. So I just wonder if somebody could explain, if you remove it, to not have the town council involved. I'm going to assume that that's a plus, but could
Well,
somebody?
they're not, if you look at our use tables, if you look at the use table, there's no town council participation in any special permit to begin with. So it's all this is doing is in the beginning of the zoning ordinance in this particular section, it says there's three special permit granting authorities, BA, PB, and TC. But we never adopted TC as a special permit granting authority in the use table. So it's just,
Okay.
it's just so that the two align. They don't have any authority now, and we're not taking any authority away from them. We're just removing that. We're just removing that one.
No,
thing.
I was just curious if there was an advantage to have them on there. I understand that we should be aligned, so that it seems like a no-brainer to take them off. But I was just curious if they were still on it, how does that affect anything? That's all I was trying to understand. Thank you.
It's just not in our purview as a town council to issue special permits. So
Yeah.
it basically, again, Scribner's error. We're gonna just make that correction.
That's fine. Thank you.
Anybody else from either board or the public? Jane, I don't see any, I have limited access. I don't see anybody to,
Nobody has their hands up.
all right, so on the planning board side, we've discussed two ordinances and a public hearing. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Hey, Mr. Praddy, do you have a second?
Second.
Hey, Mr. Geller, any discussion? Okay, so Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Geller,
Yes.
Mr. Praddy,
Yes.
Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Good. So Council Hunt, do you want to
Close-
close your hearing?
Close the hearing for the CEDC.
So
Do I
moved.
hear- Thank you. And,
Second.
okay, thank you. And vote from each one of you.
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Thank you.
Okay, so for our deliberation on the planning board side, so the first ordinance we have is DFY 26-016. This is the zoning amendment for the high intensity data centers. What are the planning board is charged with making a recommendation on this. Does somebody want to start the discussion?
Yeah, again, I think I voiced my opinion. I'm willing to positively recommend this. I think it's a good move.
Anyone else?
I also
Completely agree. Yeah. Agreed. It should be moved forward.
Okay, any further discussion on it? So Council Hunt, just how do you want me to move forward? Do you want me to move forward with this ordinance, then you guys move forward with it, then we'll go to the other one?
I guess that would be, yeah, that would be a reasonable way. So,
Okay, all right, so I'll take, so do we have a motion to either recommend or not recommend DFY 26-016? From the planning board
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. Motion to approve.
So motion to recommend, Mr. Fabrowski?
Yes.
I second.
Second, Mr. Greenberg? Yeah. Do we just want to, and I'm fine with either. I think it's a good start. I think at first I wanted to reduce the square footage. But I think Mr. Greenberg pointed out that it's one of five. It meets one of five. So if electrical demand is more than 5 megawatts, if water consumption is more than 10,000, so if the council wants to on their own reduce the facility size, I'm fine with that, but I'm also fine with the way it is now. I think that those other things that Mr. Greenberg pointed out cover us, so. So do we want to, so in our motion to recommend, we have a motion and a second. Do we want to just recommend it or do we want to recommend it with additional language?
I think we can recommend it as written. Because it's got safety measures in it.
Okay.
Yep, I agree, Pat.
If there's no other discussion, I'll take the roll to recommend. Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Praddy,
Yes.
Mr. Geller.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor to recommend, 0 against. Council Hunt, do you want to handle FY 26-016 and then we'll move on to the next one?
sure. So I'd look for a motion from the CEDC to recommend.
So moved.
DFY 26. Thank you, Dr. Perry. And a second?
I second it, but I think we should keep an eye on some of the federal laws that are trying to come through to stop towns from banning the data centers. That's a concern. But I approve of it. I recommend it.
Okay,
And
so
when we get it to a council level, we can just have a further discussion with the author, Dr. Murphy, to see where he got his numbers and see if we want to make any edits at that time.
right. So we've got a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Early, it's a Zoom call. You have to do roll call.
Oh, I have to do a roll call. Okay. So, Ms. McGrath,
Yes.
Dr. Perry,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to DUI FY 26-018 zoning ordinance to amend the words pertaining to town council. Any discussion on this? No, the planning
Make a
board-
motion to recommend, Mr. Chairman, as is.
So a motion by Mr. Prati, do we have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Geller. Any discussion on FY 26-018?
I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm good.
Okay. So I'll take the roll. Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Prati,
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Geller,
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay, 5 in favor to recommend, 0 against. Council Hunt?
Yes. So for the CEDC, looking for an ordinance for DFY 26-018.
Motion to
to-
approve, motion to recommend is written.
Second.
Okay. Motion to recommend by Dr. Perry and seconded by Mary. And all in favor, just each one, Ms. McGrath,
Yes.
Dr. Perry,
Yes.
and I'm a yes.
Okay, so
So that passes.
Yeah. So Council Hunt and the CED committee, we're gonna continue with the planning board meeting. You guys can drop off or stay with us if you'd like.
A motion
Oh,
to
we're-
adjourn?
Thank you,
And
Mary.
second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Aye.
Okay, thank you for letting us join you. And
Yeah,
we'll-
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, so moving on, we have item 3. This is a request for a minor modification, 292 Bedford Street. This original plan was approved on May 6, 2026. This was continued from our last meeting. We did receive an unfavorable recommendation from DPW from Mr. Antonero. And we did receive it's in your packets, engineering review with some issues noted by Mr. Tanzi. So I'll ask the applicant if there's anybody here to represent the applicant that would like to speak. If not, we can discuss it as a board. Is there anybody here?
Brian Cafferty for Bedford Street Holdings. I'm an attorney at Partridge, Snow and Hahn in Boston.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Myself, Steve LaBelle.
Yeah, so go ahead, sir, if you have anything to add.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. We believe, as you noted, it was approved on May 6th. We were encouraged to go with municipal water rather than well water by members of the board, so that on June 2nd, we requested a minor modification and attempted to and paid a hookup fee with the town, which a check that was cashed. On June 3rd, we submitted, in reliance on these assurances and encouragement, we submitted plans for showing the minor modification and the switch to municipal water, and we canceled the well installation that we had scheduled. We had attempted to get on the June 17th agenda without any success. And the board, didn't act on this on the July 15th meeting. We frankly think the board's required to approve this modification, since it is, it was approved May 6th, predating any moratorium about the municipal hookups. We acted in reliance on the board's encouragement and to seek the municipal water hookup. we've acted in good faith. It is a minor modification, which everyone acknowledges, and the DEP hasn't yet ruled on this attempt to impose a moratorium. So we don't think that there's any basis for rejecting this minor modification.
Attorney Cafferty, and I do believe that this project is better served by municipal water. But we have received, and I don't know the back and forth, but we have not received a favorable recommendation from the DPW. Mr. Tanzi, can you speak to that on behalf of the town in your engineering review?
Okay, so my engineering review is based on the logistics that the applicant would have to go through if he were to hook up with water. He's going to have to get a DOT permit. He's going to have to prepare a plan that has more information than the plan that he had provided. And so what I did in my review, I listed all those work items and information that is needed in order for him to get a DOT permit. As far as Mr. Etanero is I know that he has a position. He feels that the water crisis is such that additional hookups of this nature would be detrimental to the town.
Steve LaBelle speaking. Mr. Tanzi, when you say a change in plans or plans, do you have the plans showing that we submitted back in June showing the town tie-in?
Yeah, you showed a town tie-in, but there's a DOT, a mass DOT permit that you have to acquire in order to open up a state highway.
Correct. And we cannot obtain that without the town DPW initiating the permit. We've tried. We've notified the town of this. The way it works is the town has to initiate the request with the mass highway, and then the portal gets opened, and then we can submit to it. So we're not allowed to do that because the town is holding us up. And there's going to be the moratorium to dig on state highway in December for the winter. And it's imperative that we hit that target. And we're getting nothing but a runaround here. As my attorney mentioned, we did everything in good faith. We've simply paid for a permit. We were issued a permit. There's no reason, there's no legal standing for the town to deny us water. I know we had this round and round last meeting, but at this point in time, I don't see the town attorney on here. You said you wanted to consult with the town. We've sent a demand letter to the town, and we're prepared to litigate. But at this point in time, the board has to vote whether it really is irrelevant about a DOT permit. We can't go that far until you, as the planning board, approves the minor modification. This is it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? We need you to approve this before we can go to DOT. And the water department in town has to initiate the DOT permit. We had this conversation with them today, my engineers did. And according to the water department, my permit is on hold, which I have the physical permit in hand. And I have the cash check, the canceled check, I have it all.
So Attorney Cafferty, just so I can better understand the situation, because as I said, I do believe that this project is better served by town water, but I don't want to put the town in a poor situation. Is it true that the permit was paid for and issued, but it was done in error and the check was returned to the applicant?
We don't believe it was done in error at all. It was issued, it was paid for, and the check was cashed.
Was the check, was a check issued back to the applicant?
I don't have a check. I have a letter from the town last week saying that there was a check issued, or I have the letter right here. I can read it to you. It's really basic. Has review of our records indicates that the following check issued to you by the town of Bridgewater has not cleared our bank account and remains outstanding. Has the check number, dollar amount, $27,858, made out to Bedford Street Holdings. That's it.
So a check was issued back to you.
According to this, but I don't have a check. I don't have any official document saying that. All I have is a verbal saying we're not going to let you tie in. That's it. No, nothing. But I have a permit and I have the canceled check.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any board input on this?
Hypothetically, if we were to vote on this, either positively or negatively, approving or not approving, a minor modification, the next step would then be DPW approval. It would still have to go before DPW. Is that correct?
Well, I'm not sure. So,
Could I weigh in on this for a sec?
Mr. LaBelle, can I speak, please?
Yes.
So I personally, Mr. Greenberg, I would like to see the infrastructure be able to get put in, et cetera, so the project can tie in at some point. But at the same time, and if we had DPW approval for a water tie-in, I would vote right now for this as a minor modification. My concern is that we are being asked by DPW and we're being asked by the town to not approve this by now. And Mr. LaBelle, I'm willing to keep this open till you can work it out with the town and we don't have this back and forth because the board's really, or we can vote on it tonight. It's up to you.
With all due respect, to answer Mr. Greenberg's question, we would not necessarily have to go back to DPW because I already was issued the water permit. I have a legal binding contract with the water department that says I'm entitled to tie into water. That is a contract, and it cannot be rescinded in the state of Massachusetts. My attorney can explain that.
I think that's between you and the town, though, and that's.
Well, I understand that, but I think at this point, the planning board is holding me up. If you vote on it and approve it, and the town decides they still don't want to turn the water on, well, yeah, then it's between me and the town. At this point in time, unfortunately, it has, like I said, chicken or the egg. It's in front of you, and it's at that point where nothing can happen until you vote. And my attorney can speak to the rest of this, but Mr. Antonero's notification of the planning board last month is questionable. The attorney can speak to that, whether that's legal or not, but
I would opine that this is all an abusive process. And it's the DPW wishes the ban were in place beforehand. It wasn't. So we're allowed to act in our own best interest and at the encouragement of the board and in reliance on what the board gave us. And we are still entitled to get a permit. The fact that he's unhappy that is the case doesn't allow him to discard the rules and regulations and statutes in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This has become with these whispers behind the scenes. This is really an abusive process and arguably a violation of my client's civil rights. And I think it's the frustrating part about this is we can understand that everybody recognizes the issues that are facing the town. However, if it were that imperative, then it should have been. Then the DPW and the town should have the town council should have acted before this. We have acted in good faith. We canceled the well, the installation of the well, which would have allowed us to proceed at the encouragement and behest of the town and the board. And we're being penalized for that. And I think we're gonna do what we have to do to protect my client's rights. And
So Attorney Cafferty, I would say this, I would like to see this project hook into town water. Okay, I've said that over and over again. But just to go back to so we did issue a decision letter on this and condition it on a well, is that correct? The decision letter conditions the project on a well, does it? Does it or does it not? And did the applicant appeal that decision on the 20 days?
He submitted a request for a
I didn't
minor
ask that. I said, did
modification.
the applicant appeal the condition?
No, but he's also got the path of treating it like a minor modification, which is what he was encouraged to do.
And I agree with that. And I will, and personally, I will vote for it once the town signs off on it. We don't have town sign off on the planning board side.
May I speak?
Sure.
Chairman, the issue is that when I went in to do a plan, we had a plan showing a water tie-in. We were told that there's a water moratorium and no plans will be accepted without a well. I mean, without a well, no town water. That was untrue and illegal. That's where this whole thing started from. Now, the town had a DEP notice approval for a water restriction, not a moratorium. They persuaded and lied to people and told them they had a water moratorium in place, which is a outright lie. That's what caused this for many people. And furthermore, it's 4 bathrooms. It's not a lot of water use, number one. Number two, I was told that 19 Main Street was getting water, which came in after me. And the moratorium wasn't voted on until June 30th. I don't know as of today if DEP even approved it, but I have a letter from DEP stating that the town had no legal right to restrict any water tie-in. They were not approved to do that.
And I would just say that we don't, unfortunately, we don't approve water tie-ins, right? So
right.
I can't approve it. I mean, I can't, and I don't want to.
I don't want you to approve the water tie-in.
I don't want to put the town in a position where
they're already in the position. So
well, I don't want to worsen their position. If they,
I'm going to defer to Attorney Cafferty.
You're not being asked to approve the connection. You're being asked whether this is a minor modification, which has been acknowledged by everybody along the way. And that's what you're being asked to rule on and make a decision on. So regarding the hookup and the connection, we already were given permission to do that. And this is kind of a backdoor way to use due process to accomplish something that can't be done legally under the statute and under the ordinances.
Can I ask a question? This is for Mr. Solari. Did these guys have a building permit yet?
Yes, the building permit was already issued.
Anybody else on the board?
At this point, would it be feasible? His original plan shows the well.
Right.
Would it be feasible, Mr. Bell, to do the well? It's going to be quite a site when you're done. That you could probably utilize that well for irrigation, and maybe continue starting with your infrastructure of your water line until this scenario is handled by the powers to be.
It's not reasonable at this point in time to do that. We've negotiated with other tenants. In fact, the DEP is really watching what's going on in this town. And they told me that if I had to put a well in, it had to be a public well, which requires monthly monitoring and a 100 by 100 no-touch area where you can't use it for parking or anything. And I am not prepared to spend a few $100,000 on a well and have to monitor it constantly. And DEP is really, they're watching this case, if I may say so.
Well, I want to, back to what Pat said. I think all of us agree that this is a good project for Bridgewater, whatnot. We're just in a bad spot where the town is put us on a hold to approve any projects with town water. So like we're in a handcuffed position until.
And I respect that, honestly, I do. But this is costing me right now. You're forcing me to maybe miss the deadline of cutting into the road in December. I'm going to be working in winter conditions. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, lost revenue, lost rent, lost tenant. I've lost the mason already because of the delays. I've lost the project manager because of the delays. There's a lot of harm that this has taken to me, and I don't hold, I'm not holding you personally responsible for that. I know you're trying to do right, and I appreciate the board, but at the end of the day, the two people, meaning Azu and the town manager, have put you guys in a real bad spot, and we've sent a demand letter with list the illegal actions that they've taken, and the town should not be supporting that. And anybody who supports the illegal actions that they have taken will be named going forward. I've tried to be nice, but I'm at the end of my rope.
And again, we're asking not for you to approve the water hookup. We're asking you simply to approve and to acknowledge, which has already been done many times in the past, that this is a minor modification to the existing plans.
Well, Attorney Cafferty. So I listen. I think what Mr. Fabrowski said is we're all trying to work with the applicant, right?
Understood.
Technically, a minor modification wouldn't require engineering review. I believe that we should be fair and treat this as a minor modification, even though it has required engineering review and still requires more engineering review. He just went through the process. He paid a lot of fees. I think we all agree that this project is better served with town water. It still needs more engineering review. We have a review from Mr. Tanzi asking about different engineering things to be pointed out, distance from the gas line, etc. So that needs to be worked out, number one. So even though I would vote for it to be a minor modification, if you look at the criteria of our town where it requires an engineering review, it should be a major modification. But I think we're all trying to work with the applicant here. I can't vote tonight and put the town in a bad position, even though I feel for the developer and I want to work with the developer. I can't vote to put the town in a position where we have a letter from DEP, we have a letter from DPW asking us not to hook it up. I would rather continue this out and not vote no, so you guys can work it out. And then when you work it out, then we can continue this discussion. But I can't go against the DPW director who says we made an error, we returned the check. Please don't modify the conditions.
You're asking us to continue negotiating with somebody when we're acting in good faith and they're not. And that has been repeatedly demonstrated by their actions.
I don't know that. I'm not part of those negotiations. I have no idea what's going on.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. In the last hearing, you mentioned that you were going to talk to town council about this. Were you able to do that?
I was, yes.
So did you get a definitive answer from him?
I did. He represents us, and I spoke to him about how we should handle it. Yes.
Okay.
He gave me options as to how to handle it, but it's not going to be discussed. So,
Oh, I'm not asking you to discuss it, but so whatever decision you make tonight, you've had the chance to speak with town council.
yes, sir.
Okay. There again, I defer to my attorney, and I'm inclined to request a vote, but I'll let my attorney speak to that.
I think
I mean, I think most of us are on the same page, Mr. LaBelle, and unfortunately, I think we're in a terrible situation, and I don't think it's, I don't know how to handle it because it's a difficult situation, but I would rather see your project hooked up to town water, like I said, but we're in a tough situation.
I think we would like a vote because otherwise we're going to be in this same position for another year or more. So we need action by the board, one way or the other, and we will respond accordingly.
What does the board want to do?
Mr. Chairman, I got a quick question. I don't know if it's feasible or not, but is it possible with Mr. Tanzi's support, to help them with what the potential hookup would be, so they can do their Mass DOT permit, subject to turning the water on until the moratorium's over? Is that possible? They can
As far
continue their
as
process.
doing infrastructure only, but saying
Yeah,
no.
that the water couldn't be gate turned on until, the moratorium is cleaned up, which we're hoping is going to be by fall anyway. But maybe it's possible with Mr. Tanzi's, support, that, they can help support him to go to Mass DOT. I've been through that process. It is a process. Help him get that process started. We know we want him to be on town water at some point. We can't give him the authority to hook that as above our pay grade. However, maybe we can help support the infrastructure in the permit process, which is going to take him 90 days to get through.
And KJ, that's kind of where my question was going. Like, I don't know if there's a way that we can approve a minor modification with conditions. But knowing that if we do approve or not approve, the next step is probably someone else from the town saying you can't go any further. But does it get the minor modification in there with a condition possibly? I don't know. Also, I have not
No,
had
I brought this up because I don't want to see a parking lot ripped up a year later to bring in a water line, but at the same time, I don't want to put the town in a bad situation.
Does
Mr.
Mr. Tanzi have any comment
what are
to
your
that?
thoughts on that?
Well, one of my thoughts is, the project, when it went through the permit process, it was proposing a well.
Correct.
Other projects that go through the permit process that are proposing a connection to town water, we have been making them do water impact studies, where our consultant will evaluate how this project will impact our water supply, and that's what we have been doing with all these commercial projects. That wasn't done. The water impacts study was never done by Apex, was our consultant, because this project was permitted under the presumption that it was going to be served by a private water supply, namely an on-site well. So, I mean, if they're going to move forward, I think they should at least perform a water impact study like all the other corporations have done, or applicants that have done, that have proposed a commercial property.
If they adequately gave you that information and did this study, they only have 4 bathrooms in that building. Would you support letting them do the infrastructure before turning on for the moratorium?
Well,
they're already getting city sewage for the building, so it's crazy for us not to have municipal water. And I think we all agree with that at some point.
So Mr.
But this would just help
Tansey,
him let him get some of his infrastructure done before winter.
KJ, so the issue, so the plan that's before us, Mr. Tansey's asking us to not recommend it anyway, because did everybody see the letter that was sent? It says the proposed connection requires the following. He went through those 3 approvals. It says the plan does not indicate the size of the existing water main in Bedford Street that they're proposing to tie into. He says the plan does not indicate the material of the existing water main in Bedford Street that's proposed to tie into. The plan does not indicate the type of connection they're proposing to make. The plan does not indicate what type of valving is being proposed by this tap. The plan does not indicate who the third party will be used to perform the tap. The connection will pass under a gas main and a 6-inch sanitary force main. A profile of the connection across Bedford Street will need to be generated to ensure no interferences across connections. So
we gave all that information to the water department initially, before they gave us the permit. They've already had that. The only permit we don't have from them is the trench permit, which is dependent upon who's doing the actual physical connection, which excavating crew is going to do it. And that is you would just walk in with their insurance information and that's it. So we've provided this already. And some of this is, as far as I understand, information that we give to Mass DOT when we apply for that permit. But we have all that information we can provide.
Have you seen this information since your letter?
No, I have not. I wasn't aware that they gave the water department a profile of the connection, making sure that it doesn't have interferences with the force main and the gas line or anything like that. I haven't seen the information. I wasn't aware that information was given to William Young at the water department.
Yeah, that was given quite a while ago, probably in April or May. But so I understand. We can certainly provide that to you. I have no problem providing that to you. But like some of the other board members, suggested, if there was a way that we can get, so we can work with getting the permit through the state to cut the road and do that. And then, that'll be up to the water department when they decide to let us actually turn on. But if, there again, it is only 4 bathrooms. And I do recall being at the meetings for the town council with the water moratorium and the special water meeting, and a lot of the people in the audience, a lot of the town people were questioning about how come some people had to get these surveys done by Apex and others had not, and the projects were approved either with or without. So, I know the town's theoretically trying to do that, but there's plenty of them that they did not do that for.
And again, my concern is approving something that, one, engineering's not happy with the design, and 2, DPW is asking us not to do. That's where my concern lies. I'm happy to figure out a way to work together, but I don't know how we do that.
Could we get Mr. LaBelle to
Mr. Tansey, you need to see all this stuff before you can give us a recommendation. Is that correct?
That's true. And I have to disclose, I can't be insubordinate to my boss, who's the director of the DPW. He has the final say in this, not myself. So whatever direction that I'm given, I'll gladly do it. I don't have any skin in the game here. I don't have anything for or against the applicant. I just want to make sure that I'm not stepping out of bounds.
Is
Well, it all goes back to another question is can we put conditions on a minor modification?
we can. We can. We can put conditions on it. But I guess my question is we still need information of engineering on this, and the town is not in favor of the connection. Is there a way, Mr. Tanzi? Do you still need all this information to do a stub into the property? I would assume so, correct? So
To
they could,
do to do a stub, yeah, sure. Absolutely, because anytime you're doing any type of work, excavation in a Mass DOT right away, let alone underneath the pavement, it requires a permit, requires all this information. Usually DOT would want to see a traffic detour plan as well, how they plan on coning it off, and how many lanes are going to be open, and how many police details, etc. So there's a lot of information that DOT is gonna require before they issue the permit.
If I may, we're not even there yet because there's two things. The problem is that much, if not all, this information has already been provided to the town in, say, late April, early May. So that for some reason it's not, we have in good faith provided it, and internally there's some disconnect that we're getting punished for by continuing to delay this. And it's incredibly frustrating when you have a client who does what he's supposed to, when he's supposed to, in good faith. And frankly, not every client I have does. But to see him do this and then get stonewalled and punished, and it is incredibly frustrating. And I think that, again, if we can get it to the point where if the water department has the final say about turning it on or not, it shouldn't be a problem to approve this at this level, particularly when all the information has already been submitted.
So Attorney Cafferty, but you're also asking us to approve the design, which the engineer can't support.
May I?
Well, we don't know if he can't support because he hasn't seen the plans that were submitted months ago.
Mr. Cafferty, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So I take two issues that I have I'd like to respond to from Mr. Tanzi. First off, Mr. Tanzi stated that it's the DOT that's going to require the traffic study. It's called the traffic plan and the tie-in information. We have that. We tried submitting that to DOT, but because the portal is not open, because the town has not initiated it, we cannot submit it. So we have that, and that is quite frankly not part of the town engineering. That is the Massachusetts Department of Transportation that looks at that. So that shouldn't even be spoken of. The second fact is we had a hearing 2 weeks ago in front of this board. And Mr. Tanzi did not mention any issues back then with the plan. If that were the case, we would have had the engineer here and shared them today. We would have answered your questions. On June 2nd is when this was requested, when the town planner was still working there. And he couldn't believe that I got a water connection. And what I was told was that he thought I was joking. So it sat on his desk with these plans. Well, that's not my fault. And I shouldn't be penalized for this. I've done everything. And quite frankly, I am sick and tired of getting bounced around like a yo-yo by the administration. And I've had enough. And when I say I've had enough, I've had enough. So at this point, I'm going to ask for a vote. My attorney will take that vote and we will go and file an injunction in court tomorrow morning. That is my direction to my attorney at this point in time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. LaBelle. Any comment from the board? Questions?
Mr. Chair, I was not at the last meeting when this was all discussed, and I have not done any looking at the end. So the question that I would have, if you're calling for a vote, am I able to vote on this or not?
You didn't do a Mullen rule, so you didn't even.
I did not.
Yeah, so you would not vote, no. Well, yeah, I'd say it's probably we have enough without you that we're.
Right. I just want to put it out there to the applicant.
Yeah, and I'm not sure legally. The public hearings, you have to do a Mullen rule. We allow one. So I think that you're better off to not vote.
I do appreciate the fact that the board members were willing to try and work with me to come up with a solution. I do appreciate that. And if you're willing to vote that in with a stipulation, that's fine. I would be willing to accept something of that nature, but if
Well,
that can be done.
the issue is we have a plan in front of us that the engineering department saying it's inadequate, and we have a DPW director saying not to sign off on it. Those are our issues. So,
But I mean, you can do it subject to us preparing, supplying the plan to
Well,
Mr. Tanzi's.
Again, most, if not all, this information has been sitting with the town for months. So I think approving it subject to certain conditions is a fair way to go.
okay, thank you. All right, so I'll turn it over to the board to discuss now. Do you guys have anything else to add, Mr. LaBelle or Attorney Cafferty?
No, I think we've been pretty clear.
Okay, thank you. All right, on the board side, how do we want to move forward?
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I just want to confirm that a vote to accept a minor modification here would be in opposition to the recommendation of the town engineer. Is that correct?
Correct. Well, I don't want to speak for him. Mr. Tanzi.
Is that correct, Mr. Tanzi?
Yes.
I know that we keep asking for 2 weeks here and 2 weeks there, and I know I can hear the frustration with Mr. LaBelle. But if Mr. Tanzi can get all of this information in front of him, could you act on it within the next 2 weeks? Number one. Number two, could we talk to the powers that be in this town and say, if we can run concurrently with underground being put in without the approval from the state, in the private well being used as a secondary source, submit to the state with the town's approval that he can hook in. It's going to take this town 90, 120, 160 days to even come up with the possibility of allowing anyone to tie in, because this moratorium will probably be over by then. So if we can grant 2 more weeks and we can have a simultaneous plan and Mr. Tanzi have everything to submit to DPW with the town's approval, so DPW has our okay to start this process and get Mr. LaBelle his 90-day starting period, because that's, from what I understand, how long they take to approve something, and he's got to get this started, and I completely understand that. But if all these things can happen within 2 weeks, Craig, I know you can't speak for the town itself, but on your end, can you have this prepared for the DPW? Or, I'm sorry, prepared for the state to go forward with?
Well, so Mr. Prady, just to clarify, so Mr. Tanzi submitted a letter with deficiencies. Are you
I
asking,
understand that.
are you asking if he gets all
If
the
he has all of that information from Mr. LaBelle, I know it's within this town somewhere, but a packet should be somewhere in this town where Mr. Tanzi can get this tomorrow and start working on all of these requests that he's asking for in his letter, your technical review letter. If that can all be accomplished, do you think you could favorably accept this in 2 weeks to put forward to the state?
Well, I don't think he's put anything forward to the state. We're just trying to satisfy his technical review. That's all we're trying to do, Mr. Prady, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
But
Right.
right. But Mr. LaBelle can't move forward to the state without Mr. Tanzi's approval.
Without our approval, I guess, yeah.
Well, our approval and Mr. Tanzi.
I'm kind of, first of all, we have a design in front of us that Mr. Tanzi's not happy with. I would like to see this project tie into town water.
So would I.
I would like to vote yes on this, right? I'd like to see town water because I think this project is on its own too. It's better served with town water, but we have a no recommendation from our town engineer, and we have a no recommendation from the DPW director. I don't know what happened behind the scenes with checks that are not, that's not in our purview.
Understood. That's not in us.
And we are charged to do what's in the best interest of the town, right?
That is correct.
I would have to vote no tonight on a minor modification because of those reasons. I would prefer if we could somehow move this forward so where he could at least bring the infrastructure in and get his stuff done and satisfy Mr. Tanzi's comments, but we don't have that before us tonight, and we don't have some sort of compromise between the town and Mr. LaBelle. So that's what I have been hoping that
All of those open issues cannot be solved in 2 weeks. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. I would hope they could be, but they weren't the
That's-
last 2 weeks. So
Well, that's what I was hoping for. That's what I'm asking for.
Am I
I
allowed to
don't know if it
speak?
can happen. Yes.
The technical review that we're speaking of here, when was that prepared? Because we have not seen that.
like the day of our last meeting, something like that.
The day of your last, a couple weeks
I
ago.
don't have it. Hold on, let me get the July 13th.
I don't have the letter in front of me. I have it on my computer.
It was dated July 13th. The letter.
But it hasn't been shared with us. Because we haven't received it.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that would be. Who should have sent that to you? I'm not sure.
It usually comes from, well, Shane used to send them when Shane worked there. So whoever's doing that position would be sending it. And so from July 13th to August 5th, that's 3 weeks. We could have had all that resolved. But we
All right.
haven't received it.
All right, let's move on. So if you guys want to vote and you don't want to, we can on the board side figure out what we want to do. Where are we on the board side here? Does somebody want to make a motion or discuss it more? If you don't want to make a motion, it's not up to the applicant. I mean, we can continue it. We can do whatever we want to do. If we need more information, we don't have to vote. Doesn't matter if the applicant wants to vote or not.
And if we were to go to vote and vote no on this, then it closes the avenue to accept any minor modification on this, correct?
Well, he could reapply, pay the fee again.
I would ask the applicant to take the 2 weeks to produce what he needs to the engineer and get the engineer's approval so that we can approve it with some conditions to allow him to move forward.
Well, what happens if we get the engineering resolved, but the DPW still says no?
Well, I think that's where we're asking, that we're not asking the DPW to hook up at this point. We're asking the DPW to allow it once the moratorium is lifted.
Correct, so it would run concurrently until such time where a decision had to be made.
But I agree, and I believe that that his engineer could probably pretty quickly give the, answer Mr. Tanzi's review letter to comply. We come back and we can, with support, move forward.
Yeah, I mean, because I'd at least like to see the line put in underground. I mean, you don't want to,
Exactly.
I don't want a parking lot torn up with a saw cut in it.
But I can't see why they wouldn't agree to that, because we're not giving them the water till the moratorium's lifted.
That's correct.
And I haven't had any conversations with DPW, so I don't know they're leaning one way or the other. But if we were to approve a new plan that was then reviewed by our engineer, and it didn't have any comments come back, and then we were able to, approve a conditional minor modification, the ball is no longer in our court, but DPW can decide what they want to decide.
And maybe have a cap at some point. Maybe it's capped 2 feet out the building or whatever, or I don't know. Until it can be uncapped.
That's definitely my leaning. Again, we want to see your project progress. We don't want to hold you up. We think it's a great project. It's good for the town. We want to make a compromise here somehow. Would you guys be willing to push this out one more time?
I think I really want to say I do appreciate the board trying to work with me. But at the end of the day, you got to put yourself in my situation. I'm spending a lot of money here. Every day it's costing me thousands of dollars. And for me not to even get technical reviews that were done on July 13th, it leads me to believe either the town has a vendetta against me, somebody in there is causing this, because this is unheard of. I do business in a lot of towns. This is the first time I've ever had this type of problem.
But Mr. LaBelle, we don't do the tech as the board here. We're not doing the review. All we're doing is looking at the minor modification request. And right now we don't have support from our engineer. So
well, your engineers, who? It's the planning board.
Mr. LaBelle.
Wait a minute. The engineer works for the planning board.
Okay.
The engineer works for the planning board. So how do I get this review?
The engineer works for the town of Bridgewater. Okay. The engineer works under the DPW director. We're going to move on.
How am I going to get the review?
Well, we'll talk to Mr. Solari and make sure it's sent to you tomorrow.
Yeah, we're trying to give you an option here. We are. So
I'm just asking. I haven't seen a review. How can we do anything without it? And you're asking me to answer a question. I haven't seen the review.
Mr. LaBelle, would you like to continue this so you can continue?
I'm going to defer to my attorney.
Or would you like a vote tonight?
Mr. Cafferty, can you answer that?
Well, I think the problem is that the fact that this letter is over 3 weeks old and we haven't seen it certainly seems to
so Attorney Cafferty, do you want to vote tonight, or do you want a continuation so you can review the letter and go over what you need to do? If there's issues with the town and communication and everything else, I suggest you take those up with the town manager. We don't run every department. I
don't expect you.
So do you want to vote tonight, or do you want to continue?
I'd like to actually have 2 minutes to speak with Steve directly.
I will be voting no if there's a vote tonight, but I'm happy to work with the applicant.
I am also happy to work with the applicant, and I'm actually not prepared to vote tonight.
That is true. Same here. So
okay. Take your 2 minutes, Attorney Cafferty. And if you want to vote, we'll vote.
That's a decision to make. Not prepared.
I'm not going to put the town in a bad situation or worse.
You can talk. It's on you.
Dave, can you give me a quick call? I can't seem to find your number.
Can I hear it?
Mr. Chair, are we able to make a motion to continue regardless of the applicant?
Well, if you want to vote tonight, I'll vote. I mean, we can make whatever we want for a motion, but if he wants to vote, I'm willing to vote.
Could I make a motion right now?
Do you want to give him the 2 minutes or no? it's up to you. Mr. Greenberg, you hear me? I think we gave him 2 minutes to talk, so.
Yep. We'll give it to him.
But if you make whatever motion you want. I think that's good.
Hey, Steve.
Let's just give him 1 more minute, and then I'm ready to make a motion. Gentlemen, if you can hear us, let's start to wrap it up. Thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
So yes, we will do the 2 weeks if the board so agrees.
Thank you.
And if you can give us every assurance, and we realize it's not you, but we need action on this, and we need, an honest response, quick response, because that's not what we've been getting.
Understood.
Well, we can't guarantee that. That's between you and the town. I mean, we get information like you get information. So Mr. Tanzi's on the line with us, and I'm sure if he gets the information timely, he'll turn it around timely. So the other thing I would say is, personally, I would like to work with the developer to get at least the infrastructure in, and that's all. If the town is in favor of that, that's the only modification I would be comfortable voting for, unless they say they have the capacity for the water hookup. So, I mean, I think this is, we need to. I would like to see the infrastructure brought in now, even if it can't be utilized, to prevent, future disruption to that site.
Could I just ask Mr. Solari to make sure I get a copy of the engineer's letter so we can address his concerns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Mr. Tanzi. I'm on vacation right now in Maine. I should be home tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to be in the office on Friday morning. I could probably try to take care of it on Friday, first thing.
Mr. Tanzi, do you have Mr. LaBelle's email address?
No, I can send it to him tomorrow morning if he's
reach out to Mr. Tanzi tomorrow, Mr. LaBelle, and you'll have the letter.
Okay.
All right, guys, in the interest of wrapping this up, can I make a motion, please?
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion to continue this for 2 weeks to August 19th.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gellis, second by Mr. Praddy. Any discussion?
That was a motion by Mr. Greenberg. Mr. Gill.
I wrote down G. I'm sorry. Motion by Mr. Greenberg, second by Mr. Praddy. I'm sorry. Any discussion? Mr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Praddy?
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski?
Yes.
And Steve, you're not going to vote, right?
If I can't, no.
And I'm a yes.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Steve? So if you want to do a Mullen, I guess, and just watch the last meeting, you can, then at the next meeting, you can vote.
Yeah, I will.
Because you participated tonight. So if you want to do that, then just fill out the Mullen form, you can vote.
I've participated through all of these except for that one. So, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So moving on. So we have item 4. We have one more public hearing this evening for 683 Bedford Street. This is map 75, lot 31, site plan approval under 10.6.1.1 of the Bridgewater zoning ordinance for a change of use of a commercial portion of a mixed-use building from a chiropractor to a landscaper yard. Let me pull everything up. Let's see. All right, so we have a legal ad that was posted on July 22nd and July 29th of 2026 in the Brockton Enterprise. Stated the Bridgewater Planning Board public hearing notice on Wednesday, August 5th at 2026 at 6:30 p.m. The Bridgewater Planning Board will be conducting a public hearing on an application submitted by Elmwood Outdoor Inc. for a site plan approval under 10.6 of the Bridgewater zoning ordinance for a change of use of a commercial portion of a mixed-use building from a chiropractor used to a landscaper yard at 683 Bedford Street, Assessors Map 75, Lot 31. A link and instructions to participate in the meeting will follow and will be posted in the calendar on the town's website within 48 hours of the scheduled meeting. The Bridgewater Planning Board, this was advertised on 7/22 and 7/29 again. So that is the public hearing notice. Did we? There wasn't a butters list provided. And is somebody here to represent the applicant?
Yes. Larry Silva from Silver Engineering Associates. Rebecca Baptista is also with me, and my client, Mitch, is here as well.
Mr. Silva, did we receive the green cards? Did you get those to us? For the abutter notification?
Let me take a peek.
I don't
They
see
may
them.
have been provided by, was it through us or through Pellegrini?
Oh, it went,
Because Attorney Pellegrini is the one that made the submittal.
I have an abutters list.
Yeah, that's all we have too.
We never got green cards.
So are we sure that that the abutters were notified?
Let me reach. No, 1 second.
And I can also, is there anybody here from the public that was notified?
I don't have an answer.
Mitch, do you have anything that's from Pellegrini's office or?
Nothing offhand, but let me check on that.
I apologize. They may have been received, but the office was in transition when this came in, so I don't know. They're not in our system.
I'm not used to doing these with someone else. Being part of the process.
Mr. Silver, and to the board members, we did get a, I don't think anybody got it on the board. But I can't send stuff to the board it has to come through the town office, although I don't want it to be a public meeting violation, so there was a review by Mr. Tanzi. I did forward that to Mr. Silva today, so they had a copy of it. Jane, you don't have a copy of that you could send to all the board members, do you?
A copy of
The
what was
engineering,
it?
the engineering review from Mr. Tanzi. It went to Mr. Solari's email.
No, I don't have access to Steve's email.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll send it to you in the morning and you can circulate it.
Okay.
So is there anybody from the public that's here for this meeting this evening?
I did find it, Larry. I'm going to send it to you right now. Forward it to you.
I know where the light is.
We can see you, Steve.
Huh?
We can
Are
see you.
you sending that to me, or are you sending that to Rebecca, or who are you sending it?
I can send it to Rebecca too.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Elmwood, do you have the copy of the green cards?
Just send that. I
They
don't.
would have been down in the planning board's office with Nicole, Pat. So I haven't speaking to her.
Yeah, well, she scanned everything else in. It's not.
And that should have been with that should have been sent with it.
Yeah, but if she didn't have them, she couldn't have scanned. That's why I'm just making sure we have evidence of those. I don't want to move forward with the public hearing if we don't.
It just looks like there's a bunch of LLCs and a couple of trusts and McDonald Benjamin.
That's
and
it.
Oregon
Are you looking at
Chapel.
just the abutters list? We need the,
Are you looking at green cards?
Are you
Oh,
looking?
I might be looking at just the abutters list. Sorry.
yeah, we need a mailing certification. They're usually green cards that get scanned.
Don't see that.
Well, we could do. I know you don't want to do this, but we could continue this to the 19th. We do have the letter from Mr. Tanzi that you could work on as well. Mr. Silva, did you hear me?
I can hear you. I mean, we made this application May 27th. It was made by Pellegrini's office.
Yeah, I
got an engineering report this morning, and I can't even discuss the issues that we need to be able to address the comments. And it's frustrating. And it's frustrating in all ways, and it's not intended to anyone in particular, just frustrating.
Well, I mean, if the abutters weren't noticed and we open the public hearing, then we have a problem. So I don't have those.
So we're here now at 8:30, and that question comes up. If there was a question about the green cards, I would think that somebody would have asked that question earlier in the day.
Well, I just opened that. I just opened the legal ad and they're not there. I thought they were with the legal ad.
Yeah.
Usually. So
And
it was,
if this get-
Mr.
so-
Silver, it wasn't intentional that I'm asking you now.
I know it's not intentional.
So
Hopefully Rob gets back to me.
And they may have been submitted. They're not. I have everything in the electronic file. There's a narrative from Mr.
So let me ask a couple of logistic things. If this goes to the 2 weeks and we work on the comments that are in the letter, do I end up before or after the LaBelle show?
We can put you before.
So moved.
Rob said that he's pretty sure his paralegal Phil brought them to the secretary.
It's sitting on a desk somewhere.
Without having that evidence here,
I mean, I think it's probably best. There's a number of issues that were submitted to you. I mean, you could work on those, and we risk an issue if we don't have evidence of those. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to delay anybody, believe me.
Mitch has been very patient and needs to get this thing resolved.
But I think based on that letter, there was quite a bit of work to be done anyway, so they may want to work on it.
Well, I guess I don't see it the same way, and that's why I really did want to have this hearing tonight, but that's not going to happen.
All right, I mean, Mr. Solari, the board, what do you guys think? I don't have the green cards. I don't know if they're dropped off.
And I apologize because the person that is the admin for the planning board was supposed to take care of all that, because this had come in through when
Shane
was still here. So all that information, it should be down that department, and you guys got the packet. That should have been part of it. And
yeah, I just pulled up the legal ad, and they usually with the legal ad when
right.
They usually
I understand.
They're usually with the abutters list.
Yeah.
So I did look today to see what we had, and I saw the abutters list, but they're not attached.
It's putting me in a very bad position as the person who's taken over.
Let me look at the abutters list again. Hold on, unless I'm doing something wrong here.
We can't take testimony, so I guess the option really is to continue it to the next meeting. And if the abutters weren't notified, or if there is something that has to be done before that, I guess the question is, can you open and continue it? Because now we're talking about,
we're just going to
be advertised again.
No. We'll just continue. No, because we had this issue with another neighborhood. Remember, that wasn't noticed, so we'll just continue it. So, and we'll if it may be a town,
it may be a moot point,
but we'll make sure you're on. If the board's okay with it, we'll put you first on the agenda. After any Form As next week, the next 2 weeks.
And I know you can't take testimony, but I want to tell you that there's 50 other sites in the town of Bridgewater where there's open storage and it's not on pavement.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
So do we have a motion to continue this to August 19th?
So moved.
Two people. So I heard Mr. Pratty and Mr. Greenberg.
I'll second.
So Mr. Pratty, second by Mr. Greenberg. Any discussion? All right, Mr. Pratty?
Yes.
Mr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski?
Yes.
Mr. Geller?
Yes.
Thank you. And I apologize that it's an office in transition down there, so we're trying to.
I know you guys have been going through a lot. I mean, it's just frustrating. That's all.
Mr. Solari and I are both on vacation this week, and we're still trying to make it happen. So I know you're frustrated, but we're frustrated too. So
I'm frustrated to Mitch. I mean, it's
all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so item 5, board and committee reports. We don't have any. So we do need to accept these minutes 4:15 and 7:15. Did everybody get a chance to read them?
I reviewed 7:15. Could not review 4:15 because I was not here.
Okay, I mean, I read them both today. They're both pretty plain vanilla. There's not a lot of detail, but I think they probably achieve what we're trying to achieve.
Correct.
Is there a motion to approve 415 and 715, both in 2026?
So moved.
By Mr. Praddy, do a second.
Second.
Mr. Geller. Any discussion? Okay, I'll take the roll. Mr. Fabrowski,
Yes.
Mr. Geller,
Yes.
Mr. Praddy,
Yes.
Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay, status reports, I really don't know what that is. That's something Shane had on there, but I don't think we need to address that tonight. Public comment, is there anybody from the public that's still here that would like to speak? Jane, do you see anybody?
No,
No, Pat.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. Do we,
there's
go ahead. Go ahead, Jane, I'm
there-
sorry.
nothing there. Everybody's here. There's one public citizen, Gina, out there. Otherwise it's all just board members. Gina has no comments apparently.
All right, so Jane, and I can work with Nicole and Mr. Solari on this. As far as you know, there's been no new submittals recently, right? So
Not that I'm aware of.
There hasn't
Yeah.
been any, Pat.
No.
All right, all right, all right. If there's no public comment, and is there any board comment or anything?
No.
No. All right. Okay. So do we have item 6, adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
By Mr. Greenberg, second by Mr. Pratt. Any discussion? Take the roll, Mr. Geller,
Yes.
Mr. Greenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Pratty,
Yes.
Mr. Fabrowski.
Yes.
I'm a yes. All right, Steve, go back to your tent.
Good night, everyone.
Did you
Good
find
night.
Good night, everyone.
did you find lights there? So you got lights there. Now you're
I got
good.
light. I got light. I had to run over. That's why I ran over to the picnic table.
All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Greg Tansey. You still there?
Yeah, I am.
Just a heads up, I sent you an email with
Yes,
Stephen Bell's email
yeah.
address for you.
Right. Thank you, Jane. And I
You're
actually
welcome.
already sent that out to him.
Okay.
I just says, shortly after it came, back when they were looking for the green cards, I sent that to Steve LaBelle. So he should be all set.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Jane. Have a
Yeah,
nice
thank
evening.
you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.